what's happening? I hope you're well. So Liam Smith gets a TKO victory over Jessie Vargas in the 10th round. Let's talk about it. Liam Smith, as you know, pressure fighter, coming forward, high guard, and looks to drown you under pressure gradually over the rounds. Jessie Vargas coming in on the back foot, trying to pot shot, looking very sharp, you know, working very well on the back foot. But as the fight went on, you know, Liam Smith, very similar to Anthony Fowler, just took a little bit longer. And, you know, Jessie Vargas had his success in this fight. Liam Smith's not the hardest guy to find, but Liam Smith can take a punch. Liam Smith, he's only been knocked out once against Canelo, so Liam Smith can take a punch. Liam Smith, you know, he's got determination. Liam Smith, you know, he has a little bit of power there. He's not feather-fisted or anything like that. And if you're not at the top level, Liam Smith, even now, at the age of what, 33, checking box right there, 33, he's still going to find you out. So, you know, you learn that against Anthony Fowler. Anthony Fowler was looking to come off his, you know, Anthony Fowler had a bit of momentum going after his loss to, Scott Fitzgerald. You know, he went on a long win streak, and, you know, he came up against Liam Smith. And Liam Smith, you know, Anthony Fowler being 31, but looking more like the prospect. Liam Smith, the experienced campaigner. Liam Smith was able to drown him, you know, under the pressure. And the same thing happened here with Jessie Vargas. Jessie Vargas being very experienced, being in there with Pacquiao, Broner. He being in there, Mikey Garcia. I know he hasn't won all these fights, but he's been in there against experienced operators. But ultimately, Liam Smith did what Liam Smith does, and that was calculated pressure, educated pressure. You know, he worked the body very well. You know, he was whipping in those body shots, and you know, he tired. You could see Jessie Vargas after a while was starting to just get tired in there. And so Liam Smith, you know, he mounted up the pressure, and it got to the point where, as Jessie Vargas's work rate was decreasing, Liam Smith wasn't going anywhere. He was just on that front foot, applying the pressure, and not giving any room for Jessie Vargas to breathe. So, you know, this is a typical Liam Smith performance. I don't really know what to say so much. Liam Smith's not the most technical fighter, so I can't really say, oh, he did this, he slipped this, we went there, he set that one up. No, but he invested to the body. He was investing to the body from early. And if you do that, you're eventually going to tire your opponent out. And this was no different. Jessie Vargas, if you're on the bike, Jessie Vargas was getting on his bike in the fight, and you're constantly being hit with these heavy body shots. It's going to wind you, it's going to take your legs away, so you're bouncing around on the back foot, but you keep getting hit with these body shots. You're going to eventually your feet are going to slow down, you're going to become a more static target, and then the educated pressure of Liam Smith, he was just coming forward, continuing the body work, getting those right hands off. You know, I didn't see much working off the jab, but he was just leading. You know, there was jab work on bump, but I did see a lot of leading with power shots. But when it got later into the round, I think the round before, the 9th round, you could see that Jessie Vargas was really starting to tire. And it looked like he was hurting that round as well. But then he actually came back and he hit Liam Smith with a good right hand. But you know, Liam Smith, he got the chin, he took it, he kept coming forward. And eventually, you know, the ref, I think he landed with it, was it a left hook? I mean, it was an accumulation of punches. He landed like a left hook. It wasn't that heavy, to be fair. Ref jumped in and stopped it. It's a good win for Liam Smith. So Liam Smith, I mean, the only time he really actually was in real trouble in a fight, or when he really got, I wouldn't even say he got dominated. From what I remember about the Canelo fight, he had his successes in there, but he got hurt to the body in that fight. I think he got knocked out to the body. That was it. Out from a body shot. So he was down. He was down quite a few times. Down in round 7 and 8, and down and out from a body shot in the 9th. So I remember him being knocked out by a body shot, and that happened in the 9th round. That aside, Liam Smith is generally a tough guy. I mean, he lost against Jaime Munguia, who is a prospect that's looking quite promising after he beat Rosado. Rosado himself having a good win against an undefeated prospect. That's the intro for my video as well. That knockout, heavy knockout, but then Rosado's recently lost as well. He lost against Kurbanov. I don't think I remember seeing all. I think I might have seen little bits of that fight. And then I saw the Anthony Fowler fight. He beat Anthony Fowler in a similar fashion, to be honest with you, as the way he just beat Jessie Vargas. So what's next for Liam Smith? You know, super welter. He had, what, 2 fights recent, not too long ago. 2 fights in 2019 at middle. I mean, what is really going to be next for Liam Smith? Let's check this welterweight division out. You got Jamal Charlo. I'd favour. I always which one beat the guy that, to be honest with you, I thought beat Golovkin. I forgot the guy's name now. The guy that beat Golovkin, but didn't get the decision, in my opinion, was that's really annoying. Like, so many boxes. I can't remember that guy's name. But there was a guy that beat Golovkin, in my opinion, and he didn't get the decision. His name is Derevianchenko. So one of the Charlo brothers beat Derevianchenko, and that's not Jamal Charlo. I think that's Jamal Charlo. So Jamal Charlo, I would favour over Liam Smith. Castano, that's a more winnable fight to me, even though Castano actually Castano got a draw, didn't he? Castano got a draw against Jamal Charlo, but I would favour Smith more against Castano than Jamal. Tim Zayu, I heard Liam Smith saying he wants that fight. Now Tim Zayu is a lot smaller from what I remember than Liam Smith in terms of like natural weight. He had his first fight in the States recently, but he was down in that fight, down in round 1, and he's also got dropped. He got knocked down by a journeyman earlier on in his career, Wade Ryan. But Wade Ryan's like a serious journeyman. He's like a little bit like Kamil Sokolowski, you know, multiple losses, but if you're not serious, then he can beat you. But the Tim Zayu fight, that's an interesting fight for me. That's an interesting fight. You got the 21-0 up and coming prospect against a wily campaigner in Liam Smith. I like that fight. That fight makes, do you know what? That fight makes sense. That fight makes sense. If Tim Zayu is about his thing, then he's going to beat Liam Smith. But if Liam Smith, if he's not about his thing and he's not serious, I don't mean like, you know what I'm saying. If he's not like going to be at the top, then Liam Smith has a very good chance of winning that fight. And it's not like Tim Zayu hasn't been hurt before. He went down in the first round in his last fight, and he was also down in the first round. Let me just make sure he was actually down, and that's it. Wade Ryan, Zayu down in round 1. And Wade Ryan, you know, he's a tough journeyman, but just let me tell you this right now. His record is 20 wins and 10 losses, and he floored Zayu in the first round of their fight. So, you know, that's a little bit of perspective. Not to say he can't punch, some journeymen can punch, but this guy is a journeyman, and he knocked Tim Zayu down in the first round. So if you think that Liam Smith can't hurt Tim Zayu, then that would be pretty silly to think that he definitely can't hurt him. So that's actually the fight I want to see. But Liam Smith, he gets the win here, he moves on. And I hope he gets the Tim Zayu fight. Let's see if he gets that fight. If not, Liam Smith's always involved in fun fights. So let's see what happens from there. Let me know what you think of the fight. Let me know who you would like to see Liam Smith in with next. Put it all in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I next put out a video. And I'll see you on the next video.